When Sam came to me for help, I wasn't gonna say no. He'd always been more the lone wolf type, and he needed a little reminder on the value of sticking your neck out. After the fun and games at the monument, Sam headed to White Box. The goons who bought the place had already gotten what they wanted out of it and were moving it off-site. But he didn't care what they were taking out. He wanted to get in. Not that a double-walled EMP containment structure has a lot of back doors. He just needed one.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm your host, Trainer 1, and we have got more Splinter Cell Conviction. This is mission number 6 on Realistic, trying to get through as much of the mission without taking anyone out. However, you will need to note that in this mission, there are a few sections you absolutely 100% have to take some enemies out. And actually, all in the very, very beginning section and also towards the middle. However, you can get by every other guard in the game or in this mission, especially the ending. However, a problem occurred in the ending, and once we get to it, I will show it. I'm actually really disappointed, and I am not a fan of the checkpoint system in this game, because, well, I'll explain it in a minute.
Look for an industrial air exchanger on the side of the building. Breach it, then go for their security monitoring setup downstairs. Your next objective should be easy to pick out once you access the camera feeds.
Famous last words.
So the ending and the way that the checkpoint system is just made is just so bad, and this is what makes this a different game than any of the other ones. Once you get to a certain checkpoint, obviously since there's no saves during the middle of the mission, it's all just checkpoints. Once you accidentally make a checkpoint, and say it didn't go the way you wanted it to, or you knew you could have done better, you could have done something differently, or you want to do something differently, because this is a perfectionist walkthrough, so I want it to be nice and simplistic and easy for you guys to accomplish. But the way the checkpoint system is set up in this game, it's just not made to do that. So once you get to a checkpoint, you can't go back again. And sometimes you don't know exactly when the checkpoint is going to come up. And so when we get towards the end, I want to have a little bit of a rant, but we still do this mission, quite well, getting through each and every section without being seen and all that great stuff. But it just did not go the way that I wanted it to go in the very, very end. But with that being said, let's continue on with what we've got going on now. Very easy. Get to whatever, point you need to go. Follow this guide to help you to realize exactly where you need to go. This first section, these first 2 sections of enemies, you absolutely have to take out. There's no way to get around it because it's story-driven. So, yeah, come up with your own unique ways. You can use mark and execute if you want. If you don't want to, you can try to go for maybe a CQC-only challenge or whatever, which is pretty easy to do as well. But I do like to use mark and execute a few times just because it's such a cool feature. And this is Splinter Cell Conviction. It's a more hardened story, so it just shows how badass Sam Fisher is in this series. So here we're going to climb the pipe. We're going to do a death from above on one guy, and then we're going to mark and execute the other 2. So jump on this guy, mark and execute the other 2. As soon as you drop down, immediately hit your E, and then you should be able to take them out. Nice and simple.
Come on, people. You said you'd be done 2 hours ago. What? We're not working fast enough for you? You think you can tell me how to do my job? I'm going to tell Lucius Galliard that you are interfering in our work. What do you think about that? You hear that?
I did. But what he doesn't realize
work for Galliard, too. You can't. I just did. Now you got a choice. Get back to work. Where you next?
Not this one. Need her at the Bravo site. You can have the other as long as he's useful. Finish and start final phase.
And the rest of the building.
Roll it all back.
What? You can't? This is unacceptable.
You! Keep Poindexter here working. I gotta clean up to supervise.
Alright, so as far as this part goes, again, you have to take everyone out. It can be a little difficult, but if you follow the pattern that I do, it should be super, super easy. There's going to be a guy heading your direction. He will not be able to see you because you are in the dark, even when he's right up there. So, ooh, I just broke my voice there. How old am I again? But just go ahead and get up here. Now, here's the trick to this. You want to be somewhere about right here. And when you do the death from above, try to make sure that he is in the shadow. Of course, mark the guys that you need to, as those are the only other 4. And we've got the 5-7, which gives us 4. So wait till he is almost at the end of the shadow. That way he stays in the shadow when you take him down, because you don't want this guard that's coming up here to accidentally see him, or anyone else that maneuvers around a little bit has a very, very good chance of seeing him if he's not in that specific spot because there's darkness. Take this guy out nice and silent-like. And then we're going to head back over here, and we're going to climb the pipe, and then we're going to do just a mark and execute on the remaining 3. Now, you could do a death from above and mark and execute the other 2. However, they will see you, and obviously we want to go for no detections during this game as much as possible. So it's more recommended to do the execution from up here. If you want to, you can sneak behind each and every single one, piece of cake, take them out silently. That's another option as well. But this is already a long mission. And immediately once you do, the guy will just move over to the elevator, and you'll need to talk to him.
Don't kill me.
Answer my questions and we'll see. What are you working on that requires this kind of lockdown?
Electromagnetic pulse countermeasure stuff for DARPA, mostly. Or we were. Since Robertson got here, it's been all project-driven.
Robertson. What's his deal?
You mean besides letting Black Arrow take over the lab? He collects all the experimental data and wipes it off the rest of the systems. It's bad for workflow, and only he can see the big picture of what we're working on.
What about Lucius Galliard? Where does he fit in?
He's my boss, the owner of the company, and the guy who hired Black Arrow and Robertson to do security.
I'm thinking it might be a good idea to relieve Robertson of that data. Can you get me in?
I could get you into the elevator.
Good. Do it, then get out.
I think I'd rather stay. Some of my friends, they might need my help. Maybe I can.
Good luck.
Alright, so the next section is when we can actually start not taking people out, and we just need to find unique ways to get around enemies using distractions, EMP grenades, and other things that you have in your repertoire. So once you get to the top of the elevator, immediately there's going to be this huge firefight going on as they're murdering scientists all over the place. You can't really save the scientists, unfortunately, because that's the first thing that I want to do, and the first thing that I try when I get to each and every new section is seeing if I can actually save the scientists, but you can't. So immediately just come over here. We're going to be using the portable EMP, but you want to make sure that this straight area is clear, and you're going to jump in and then immediately use it before anyone has a chance to actually detect you. And then get down, because if you keep continually running, they'll be able to see you, especially on this difficulty. So we're going to climb this pipe. Doing it the way that I did means that no one is alerted on the top levels, so they're going to be in different positions. If you've alerted them on the top levels, like not necessarily they've seen you, or if they've heard what's going on down below, then they might be in different positions. So if you've done it the way that I did it, then they should not have been alerted, and you should be able to easily get by this next section. You'll have some good cover here. Immediately get up, move to the left. As you can see, no one is searching the areas. They're all just talking, going about their business. Means that they were not alerted from the first part down on the other floors. So as soon as this guy turns around, he'll slightly see you a little bit, but it won't be enough to be able to do anything. Get up and then move to the window. It won't be him that'll see you, it'll be a guy that's farther away. Here is a little difficult. Immediately move towards the door. Don't go through the door, but open it. And then cover on the door, because this guy will be able to see you from his location. So just wait patiently. And then we can move on to the next section. Re-equip whatever weapons you need. We only used one EMP, so, I mean, just re-equipping that.
Sam, I know you're inside White Box. I can help. Just let me know when you reach Robertson's system.
So you heard everything. What a surprise. But now you're supposed to have good news about Sarah.
She's on the line. That's why I called. Make it quick.
Dad?
Sarah, is it you? Are you okay?
They told me you were dead, Dad. They told me that you'd been killed.
They told me the same thing about you.
Sorry, Sam. Time's up.
Graham.
Later. You've got work to do.
All right, so the big surprise was that Sarah's alive, and I thought it was a good surprise, although I do miss Lambert, and it kind of takes away from Lambert, you know, why would Lambert do that, you know, kind of thing. But here, immediately go ahead and jump through the window. After this, what we're going to be doing is moving along the other side. Now, this guy does different things, so he'll always be going back and forth, but you might have to wait a few seconds. Like, you'll see the guy right in front of you. As immediately as I go over here and turn around, you'll see that he's not there anymore. He's actually right where I was. So it just depends on how fast you are and his timing. So take these lights out. This section can be a little tough. This is so we can get here. We're going to use the portable EMP grenade again, but we're going to wait. We're not going to actually go up. As you can see, there's parts of light that's on this, and there's a guy looking directly in your direction. He will be able to see you, so wait until he moves out of the way, and then you can go up. This next section is one of the tougher sections in this. The floor is light sensitive, so if you step on the floor, the light's going to come on automatically. So what you want to do is try to stay up as much as possible, and you want to wait until the guy that comes through this area is on the other side. Each floor has a different pressure sensitive, so as you'll see, once he steps off of it, you can go on it, and you should have enough cover to where nobody will see you on the other side, and then you can make your way this way. Now, again, for some reason, I didn't think the floor was pressure sensitive. I didn't actually know it until I was done with this section. I thought that it was just a random timing, like the EMP testing that they were doing was making the lights go on and off at random times, but that's not the case. It's actually a pressure sensitive floor. I actually didn't know that until after, and then I actually look down and see the pressure sensitive thing, and I'm like, what's going on? Why did the light just turn on? I'm waiting right now for it to turn off, but then I see pressure sensitive, and I'm like, son of a. So you can still get by this way, pretty easy. Next section, definitely tough, but doable. Obviously, the portable EMP does make a lot of things a little bit easier, and it's going to be the only ways you're going to be able to get around these things, just because of how many guards are in the area, and you need to, you know, maneuver fast. So really, it doesn't matter. Don't take your time. Just go ahead and do the portable EMP, and then hurry and drop down, and then move to the right, and get out of the window. Don't try to run too much, because they can hear your footsteps and will follow your steps, and sometimes be able to see you. So, you know, try not to run exactly when you're in their vicinity. Here, just get up against this cover, and you're going to wait till everyone's not looking in this direction, and then you're immediately going to go to the right and climb this little, whatever you want to call it. So wait till he turns around. Now this section, it can be a little difficult, but this was the first time go for me. I mean, as far as getting to this point, so it wasn't actually too difficult. Stay in the darkness. Now, you don't have to worry about really being seen. You might be seen just because it's a lot of randomness, but stay as much as you can. As you can see, lights, you never know which way their flashlights are going to go. So you see the pipe that's straight ahead of us, but you need to do the portable EMP, the last one that we have, but you need to wait until no one is right in the vicinity of the walkway that you got to go straight and close to the pipe. Because if they're close to the pipe, then they're going to hear you climb the pipe, and immediately when the lights come back on, they're going to hear you, follow your footsteps, and then you'll be seen. So again, it's just wait for this guy in this instance, and then now we're clear. There's nobody directly in the line of sight from the pipe, and you can get up. And the next section is another section, the last section, where you actually absolutely have to take every single person out.
I can see Robertson's system from here. Talk to me, Grim.
Good. Now think about making this room a hostile environment for uninvited guests. I might need you to be on that system for a while, and I don't want you interrupted.
Remote detonation mines should do the trick. Sam here. I'm looking at Robertson's system.
Perfect. Can you get me a back door?
Just like old times. You've got root access and a socket address.
Thanks. I'm setting up a capture so I can download everything he's got.
All of the EMP data is on there.
A couple of analysts I trust are looking forward to seeing it. Okay, Sam. The link is active and the pipe is full.
So I'm done here.
Not quite. I need you to babysit this from your end. If the connection goes, I can't reestablish it from here.
So, nobody else gets their hands on this box.
From what I'm seeing, that system could be used to shut down the site's connectivity. I'd be locked out and we'd be out of luck.
Then I'd better get ready. Company's coming.
So I really can't give you a strategy for this. Come up with your own. I think this will be a good exercise for you guys. This is a good opportunity to really get to know the maneuvers and the weapons and the utilities that you have in this game. So here, first one's pretty easy. Just take him out and wait for him to get on the actual machine and then shoot him in the head. The second group of guys are going to come out this door here, so it's simple as throwing a frag grenade as soon as the door opens. Maybe get two in there just to be safe. And if there's any stragglers, again, it's really easy. Just stay up here. Well, we're going to be pretty much up here the rest of the time. Next set's going to be on the left side. So, get you a remote mine in there. Wait till they start moving forward a little bit. And you might be able to get every single kill in there like I did. Next up, we got the elevator. And this will always be this same exact way, but you can do it whatever way you want as far as setting things up. Throw you another remote grenade in there, remote mine. Set one there on the outside too. They're going to be coming through that same door on the left, and they're going to be coming through the door on the right at the same time. But we have to wait to detonate the other one, so wait until that guy gets there, just so we can say we took out at least one. Now, of course, you got 3 guys left, and you can mark and execute them. Simple. One set left, and they're coming up through the elevator. We got one more remote mine. Take them out easily. And then we can take the rest out via stealth means. Wait till they almost come out, that way you can get as many as possible. We also got that guy as well, which just leaves one guy left. And take him out with a death from above. Like a glove. It's been years since I've actually got to say that. Oh yeah. Now this last section, oh gosh, I don't even know what to say about it, but
All clear on this.
it's, oh
I
jeez.
can't say the same. Someone's locked a trace onto my download. I can't cut it. And if they find me, my cover's blown and so is Sarah's.
Where's it coming from?
Looks like inside White Box. First floor. Blueprints show a large space, probably a test lab.
Right, I went through it. They store their test EMP there.
You might have to use it. Do whatever it takes, but cut that trace.
Vic, I'm inside White Box and I need a hand.
They should be good.
It is. I may need to set off an EMP inside the site in order to kill a trace. How tight is this place's exterior shielding?
Tighter than a drill sergeant's asshole. Everything electronic inside would be fried. Outside, not a peep. So, knock yourself out.
Thanks, Vic.
Alright, so here immediately, what you want to do for the most part is you can get by this section without taking anyone out. But I don't have the weapon to do it. Unfortunately, if you can, before you go down here, because I'm going through each section at a time, and I don't have a weapon that can shoot out the lights that are all the way over where this detonation button is. If we could get the lights out, as you can see that I'm trying to do, maybe if you have a weapon that has a more accuracy and a zoom function of some sort, sniper or whatever, I don't know what you want to use, you might be able to take these lights out, but taking those lights out is the most important thing, because there's going to be a bunch of guards, and 3 guards will stay up the top, and like 4 other ones will go down and search the floor. So taking out as many of the lights as you can is the biggest thing that you want to do, because you want to keep it as dark as possible before the checkpoint goes up. I've done many things, because I restarted this checkpoint a lot, trying to figure out how I can get these lights out. It's just very, very difficult, because Sam does not always shoot the same place, especially from that far of a distance. So, and then once you, again, see, get that point, then automatically, you know, so I'm like, well, screw it. So at this point, as you can see, the lights are still up, most of them, so we didn't really do any good. Now what you can do is do remote mines, throw the remote mines and detonate them as soon as they're over that, and sometimes that works, but a lot of times it doesn't, so it's just whatever. Here, again, if the lights are out, you are actually able to move up and get into position and wait for them to actually leave. It could take a long time, because you'll see in this that I actually get them to leave. But what you'll also see, and you got to be really, really quick with the eyes to see this, because it's scripted. The guy that is at the machine, right, or is on the other side of the glass, he is not looking in our direction at all. His body is completely turned. But the moment it's scripted, the moment you get to the device to flip it, he just changes position like instantly. Like it's obviously scripted where he's going to be looking in that direction. What that does is that causes him to say, oh, Fisher's here, whatever, and then the guys come up. But with the light, all of the lights off, obviously that won't be a problem. So you got to get all of the lights off. Unfortunately, I don't get all of them off. I try, and this is just unfortunately the one that you guys get to see, because when I actually got to the point and I was like, yes, it finally worked, immediately when I get to that point, a new checkpoint saves. And that checkpoint ruins the whole thing. Because then, if you die, and I show this in this video here, and you restart the checkpoint, and I'm thinking, I'm going to go back to the point I was just before, and I can keep trying again. Unfortunately, the first time I was able to make it this far, once that checkpoint hits, you can't go back anymore, and you literally have to play the whole mission again in order to get to this point. Very, very bad checkpoint system. I just don't like it. I prefer the ability to be able to save myself in video games instead of relying on something like that. So I just use the portable EMP to allow myself some time to actually shoot the lights, because I was getting frustrated at this point because they weren't moving. Don't worry, he still didn't really see me. They're only shooting in a general direction, because like I said, the guards shoot in the direction of where Sam shoots from, not going to the direction of where the shots were. So as you can see now, I've got the first 3 lights and they're off, but there's still a little bit of light up there. So I wish this wasn't the one to show you, because this is not perfect at all. This is pretty much what you would normally see when I'm going through the level trying to figure it out. And unfortunately, like I said, this is just the one that worked to the point that I got the checkpoint, and it's the one that I have to show. It really pains me, because I know that you can do this, because everything is set up for you to be able to do this. When all the guards leave, they're not up there when you do the detonation, and you can do it. But again, you got to shoot out every single light so that the guy doesn't scriptly turn around, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get close up to here. But yes, they'll never see you at this point. I mean, maybe the guys down there sometimes could possibly see you because of their flashlights, but these guys will never look in your direction that are up on top. But at this point, as you can see, once I move up here, they actually move away, and I'm like, holy crap. But you can see we're in the light. Normally, we wouldn't be in the light, so we literally have to take out a light that's all the way on the other side, or the one that's at the top of the screen. Once that light is out. Now, I want you to pay attention to the guy on the other side of the glass here in just a second. See, there's no lights, but yet there's plenty of light right here. It doesn't make any sense. And now, all of a sudden, we're in the dark. So, look, he's not looking. Boom, he's turned around. He sees me even though I'm in the dark. That's because every light was not taken out. And that is why I didn't die, as you can see, but I just restarted the checkpoint, thinking I was going to go back. Oh, I'll get a chance to do it again. Nope. It starts you right here, and then it just bypasses everything. And then this guy's already dead. So you missed a little bit of a cutscene, which is sad, but it wasn't too long. It was just showing him, like, you doing the EMP blast and him getting fried. But here, it's pretty easy to get by the rest of the guards. So, in my opinion, I still got through it without taking anyone out, but it is not what I wanted to happen at the very, very end. So, I am sorry about that.
I think I'm done here, Grim. Maybe I'll go look for this Galliard everyone's talking about.
Lucius Galliard?
You know him?
Not directly, but let me get back to you on this. Don't go after him until I do. In the meantime, we'll have an analyst working on Robertson's data.
You see, I'm a perfectionist. I want the best quality and the best routes for you guys to see, but unfortunately in this video I just was not able to get it, and I am not playing this mission over because there is just too much crap that goes on during this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like because I really tried, but unfortunately the checkpoint system sucks. So I'll see you next time. Peace out.